Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Hey, what up, family? What's going on? It's Ty from No Picks Podcast.
What's good, family? This is Joe, No Picks Podcast.
All right, so today we got some more Philly news, right? We're trying to stay close to our roots, right? So got some Philly news. All right. So this clip kind of speaks for itself, Joe. So I'm gonna play it, and let's get a little authentic reaction from this. All right.
All right.
Well, it made national headlines when a North Philly gas station hired armed security to keep customers and workers safe. You remember that? Well, tonight, one of those armed guards fired his weapon. This is the 10 o'clock news. I'm Jason Martinez.
And I'm Dawn Timoney. It all started when someone threw a rock at the guard. And Steve, you were on the scene just moments after this all happened.
Yeah, we're still on the scene, and I'll tell you, I've never felt safer on a live shot before than I do right here. Because after this Broad Street gas station owner says his car was vandalized 3 times by drug dealers, he kept chasing away from his Philadelphia businesses. 2 guys came in and wheeled out his ATM machine, and that was the last straw. So he decided to stop rolling the dice on his safety and hired these armed security guards. And tonight, for the first time since these guards started here 10 months ago, a guard told police he had no choice but to fire his gun in self-defense.
He went off and he started acting crazy.
A rock is no match for a heavily armed security guard with 2 guns. But that didn't stop a 39-year-old guy with this rock from throwing it at the heavily armed guard. And that didn't stop the guard from firing at the guy with one of his guns who threw the rock at him.
They were involved in a verbal altercation, and that's when the perpetrator raised his rock and threw it at the security guard. The security guard pulled a handgun, firing 1 shot.
With both rock and bullet shell marked side by side as evidence in the gas station driveway at Broad and Clearfield, private security company Chief Andre Boyer says the man taken into custody in handcuffs by Philadelphia police was back a second straight day today, causing trouble at one of the 9 gas stations in the city his company provides armed security guards for, where they clearly show they are heavily armed with guards carrying 2 guns, like he does, a 100-round loaded rifle and a semi-automatic handgun.
The guy threatened him, threatened other people here, and he took self-defense action.
And he shot at him.
Yes.
But he didn't hit him.
No, he didn't.
We're not sure if it was a warning shot. We don't know that at this time until we interview both parties.
Police took the guard and his 2 guns to East detectives. Andre Boyer says it's the first time any of his guards has ever fired a weapon since they started providing security at Philadelphia gas stations last December. It will now be up to the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office to decide on charges in the case after the police get the gas station surveillance and get both sides of what happened here.
It's going to be a very thorough investigation since deadly force was used, although no one was shot. No one was even struck by gunfire. No one was even hit by a rock.
And there was another first tonight, the first time since the guards started here that Philadelphia police have actually had to make an arrest for a crime here. Jason, Dawn, it's now up to the district attorney now to decide whether.
All right. So.
Wow.
So. I'm gonna set it up. All right. First of all, I'll just make it real general. What's your thoughts on this situation?
Oh man. I mean, I don't know if firing your weapon at someone who throw a rock at you is. I don't know if it's excessive or appropriate. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Right.
Like, I understand, given the context that there have been all these robberies, they said people just walk up in there and rolled out with the freaking ATM machine. People was drawn, so they was like, all right, we got armed security. Yeah. And they said that since last December, nobody fired their arms. That's not a lot, though. That's like 3-4 months.
Yeah,
talking about last December. Right. So I'm like, that was like 4 months, bro. Like, that's not a good timeline. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like part of me is saying that it's excessive, right? So he threw a rock at you. He didn't even hit you. And the boy just like fired off. Like, I don't know what he thought was happening, but the guy just fired off. And then part of me also says if you attack, that's assault, right? If you throw a rock at somebody, you was trying to hit them, that's assault. If you try to assault armed security, you probably might get hurt or killed. Right. So I don't know, bro. So in regards to the shooting, I don't know if I'm trying to figure out if it was appropriate or excessive.
Do you think if he would have hit him, it would have been cool to shoot him or shoot at him? Because you said because he missed him. So like, if he would have hit him, do you think
I just think that there are some boundaries that you shouldn't play with, right? And like, for example, if you throw a rock at a cop, or if you try to spit on a cop, which is considered assault if you spit on somebody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but if you assault a cop in any way and they shoot you,
Mm.
they're probably gonna get off. You know what I mean? Because it's like, well, what do you expect? This person was aggressive. You know what I mean? Like, he was defending himself. He fired. He didn't know if that person had a weapon. Like, you don't know. So you're trained to just be like, all right, if you're gonna assault me, I'm gonna kill you. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't. There's some. I think that boundary should never be played with. And that person that threw that rock, like, bro, you threw a rock at armed security.
Right.
So it's just like that boundary for me. You should never play around with it. You know what I mean? Like, ever. That for me is like. So that's why I'm kind of torn, because I'm like, damn, that's excessive though. He didn't hit him. What if he would have hit him? Maybe, but like, I think it's just the principle. That boundary, you don't mess with people who have guns, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's my whole thing. Like, I want to say it's excessive, but then I'm like, but how stupid are you to throw a rock or commit an act of aggression towards somebody who's armed security, when they're protecting their establishment from a string of criminal, from like people just stealing and robbing and crime. Like, what do you think?
Listen, you know me pretty well by now. Yo, leave people alone.
Yeah.
Like, leave people the fuck alone, bro.
I
Like,
know.
you can't be going out here doing shit and then, be surprised at the response. You throw a rock at somebody, that rock could have hit him in the temple, killed that fucking man.
Right. You didn't know what your intentions were. You didn't want to take his block off, knock him unconscious. You didn't know what you wanted to do with that rock.
Like, come on. I mean, when I was a kid, we used to have rock fights, right? Like,
right.
But you didn't know any better. Like, you didn't know the damage you could do to any of them kids. Thank God, any rock fight I've been in, it's always just been like, playful. But like, I'm sure there have been rock fights where people get a fucking eye popped out their socket, or a rock get lodged in somebody's throat and they die, or he get hit in the head or something like that and they die. So no. A rock is a big deal. Guess what? Stoning is a thing.
Yeah. Right.
They used to stone motherfuckers in the Bible. That's a way to kill someone. So no, bro. No.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. The boys, speaking of Bible, boys like, no, I ain't gonna be no David and Goliath today. You ain't gonna chuck a rock at me and take my head off, bro. Like, that's not happening. Like, but yeah, that's what. I'm telling you, I just like don't mess with people, man. Like, and it's one of those things. Like, and we've talked about this before in a different context, but like, once you start allowing small levels of disrespect or illegal activity, it only gets worse. So when you have to take an extreme stance where you're like, now you have armed security because no one else is respecting your business or your boundary or whatever it is. But you know what I'm saying? Like, once you start allowing small levels of like criminal activity, like, all right, I'm gonna let the boys sling dope on this corner as long as they don't mess with me. They can stand in my Chinese store. You know what I mean? Like, when you start allowing that to happen, it only gets worse from there.
They take it further.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm just like, that's why I'm like, is it excessive? Maybe, but in this context, given how much crime has been going on and how like tense people are, like after all the looting and everything that's been happening and all the rise and the spike in criminal activity, like I said, bro, like it's just.
So for anybody that thinks it's excessive, what would have been an appropriate response? Like, should I go find a rock and then go throw it back at you? So should we have a fucking rock fight out there? I mean, like what should my response be?
You think boys should have a taser? Just that for the option, like a tase gun?
I mean,
even though I mean, maybe he could have both. He could have a taser on the left, the real joint on the right. And if he seems like, you know what I mean, maybe he can discern which one he should use, depending on the situation.
Yeah, I mean,
it's an option. I'm just saying, it's just an option. Like, maybe, but either way, it's armed security. They're not going. They want to send a message. You see the ball? The black boy had a freaking 100. What is it? 100 clip? Like,
a banana clip.
Yeah, bruh. Yeah. He's like, he is not playing. He's like, I don't care. He's like, fuck y'all. How much you y'all? Y'all playing games. Like, it's not a joke no more. Bro, it's becoming New York, bro. We was just talking about this. Like, Philly is becoming New York as in regards to like just the spike in crime, like the police or the National Guard having to intervene somehow. Yeah. Like, people gonna start closing down businesses, the looting, the rioting. I'm like, bro, what is going on? This is wild. This is why, and this is what's gonna happen, and this is what sucks. Because then we all pay for it. You know what I mean? Like I always tell people, like for example, the cameras on the boulevard. Now you get $100 speeding ticket on the boulevard if you go over 45 or over 50. You know what I mean? Like you get a ticket, but that's because idiots were just abusing the system.
Yeah.
So now they got to put cameras in so that people can act like functioning adults and not risk people's lives or risk their lives. Now everybody has to deal with it. You see what I'm saying? So this is what happens. This is what we all got to deal with, the consequences of the spike in crime, people being dumb. This sucks, man.
Yeah.
This sucks. It
But,
sucks.
Yeah, tell us what y'all think, family. I don't know. What do y'all think? Let's open it up.
I know this is.
Like, so listen, comment. What do y'all think? Do y'all think my man was within his right to fire that warning shot at my man, or for getting the rock thrown at him, or did he go too far? Was he excessive? I would love to know y'all opinion.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, like, comment, subscribe. Listen, we are loving the engagement, the likes, the views that we getting. Thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all. We're gonna keep it coming.
Until next time, we're gonna keep pumping out content. So thanks for supporting. We're gonna be here. We ain't going nowhere. So yeah.
All right.
Until next time.